All right, perfect. Yep. So, hello, my name is Ivan Reed. I started my technical career at Charter, where I handled complex troubleshooting calls for phone and internet customers. I like the process of starting from scratch and following through to a finished product. I had a conversation with my cousin where he told me I should further my skills in the technical field and recommended coding. I learned a lot about the opportunities with Savvy Coders after attending like a preview for the Savvy Coders Bootcamp and taking some self-taught courses. It made sense for me to continue that path. During the pandemic, my wife and I found ourselves eating the same recipes again and again, which were high in fat and calories. Around February of 2020, my wife suffered a spontaneous coronary artery dissection. Sorry about that. And it's normally referred as SCAD. So this condition is rare and happens to mostly women in their late 30s to early 40s. Her doctors recommended healthier options with less fat and calories. So my website would allow my wife to pick healthier choices, such as fish and lamb, and so she can kind of substitute into a new lifestyle. So many of the other websites we searched that show recipes for regular or healthy like recipes also. The difference is with my website, it would actually show similar to your taste, but it would also cut about 3 or 4 steps out for people who want to go to one website and just be able to substitute from what they're wanting to have to something that's recommended that's a little bit healthier. Um, I started this journey using Jira, and I can share my screen here now. And let's see here. All right. All right, so I started using Jira. This is my first time using any type of agile or you know my mindset like this. I normally came from a waterfall type of environment to where it was mostly the power was given and ran through management and pushed down. So where everything was arranged that way. So with Jira, we was able as a team to track our progress, which also allowed me to be able to track my progress throughout the cohort to stay on course. One of the things that I did do is I had made a move from Missouri to California, and by able using Jura, it was able to let me know which homework I was behind. So a lot of times I was 2 or 3 weeks behind, and still having to work through a course like this, which is accelerated. So just always being able to have that information ready for me and for me to be alert, I really enjoy using that. Um, what I started off with was my wireframes. So I wanted to envision my website, kind of get the color schemes together, match in how the navigation and the flow wanted to go. So this is pretty much where I had my mind set on and kind of where I was wanting to go. A few things didn't make the final list, but a few things I made some changes and added later on because it just seemed like it flowed better. This is still a progress, working to get it a little bit better. So there are a few things I also want to implement later on as well. Um, After that, being able to go through the wireframes, I was able to go ahead on and build my website. So with that here, this is my website here. And so I connected it. I was able to get connected and have it host on Netify. And so I also have like a health advisory or so at the top, just for like when people come in, they're able to read that part. And then I have my website here. Um, I was able to keep my API here on for the weather, just so when people are maybe in different places, they're able to see that weather and see what it feels like. It's all about trying to keep people that come in on the site here or on the app, so that they don't have to go to multiple places to get information. I also added a blog in here to where it has like recipes that's under 500 calories in a sitting. So just so something that people can kind of look on and kind of see, because once I show you a little bit later how it works to be able to substitute the food, then it kind of makes sense. Is then you can kind of know, okay, what I can put this food with and be able to make a meal, and still keeping everything all together in one place. I also have a place to where I wanted to put stories and kind of just run off certain topics and things like that. On this one, I chose to have like the smoking versus grilling kind of option, which I'm normally a smoker myself. So it kind of just, it depends on your preference, and kind of just help people kind of out on what they want to, choose with the stories. And then I have a contact page. So if you want to contact me for any reason, and you'll be able to put your email in and your name, and then it would actually be able to get back to us. So if you put your information in here, um, it would send, and then it would connect to uh, forms free, and I would actually get that information and be able to respond back to you. And then the last page I set up was the synonyms for my food. So with this one here, I'm still working out the process on it to be able to connect it with the database, so that you would be able to choose like from what meat you have and the vegetable, the starch, and then you put on your focus as far as carbs, fat, protein, sugar. I'm still wanting to add a few more nutritional items that you'll be able to use, because a lot of people may want to, focus on sodium and calories, so different things there, and that'll be able to have a more understanding. Because once you click submit, what it would do is it would actually just feedback and shoot out something that matches your taste, but keeps you within that parameter that you want to be in. Um, so from there, what I did was, I worked through my code, which I'm gonna go ahead and share with you now, and kind of show you how I got here. So one of the things I want to point out is just my CSS. So if you noticed on my website, I had like a picture, a background. It really wasn't that big, just because I did have some problems before Thursday, before I was supposed to present, and I had some corrupted files. So I was able to get with one of the instructors and TAs, and they helped me go through it. But they did want me to kind of keep it light, just in case, because I also had some more issues after I got off the line with them, um, of not being able to get all my code together. So I did keep it light on this one. That's why I didn't finish the back end part, to make sure I'm able to present today. But those are things that I am working on in the future. But with this one here, one of the things I did find out that was very interesting is, like, if you grab a picture or something like that, one of the things you can do is you can make that picture, if you think about the website as being three-dimensional, one of the things is it looks for the first thing first, it looks for the first, and it goes down the list. So if you put something in Z index, what that basically does, it puts it at the last part of it. So that would always be on the top of the website. So that's what you would normally see. And it kind of would, you probably would see things up under it, but you won't be able to click on it. So what you can actually do is go just like a -1. And what that would do is just push that back, and it would pull what's up under it forward. So that way, you would actually be able to still have that picture into the website, but you would also still have the functionality of any other pages or any other layers that you would want to do. So that way you can have multiple layers on your website. Um, and that would actually work really well for you, having something like that for this one here. And then I'm also going to share my code to where I used my API, where I pulled it from here for this one. And then I also pulled the one for the weather API as well. So I had both of those pretty much talking back on those pages, the blog and the home pages, so that I pulled it from a different site or so, or API, where it's a database, and it basically kind of just displays that information there, and it updates itself as well as that time goes along there. Just to speak to a few more of my challenges that I did have. Like I said, I was having some issues with the debugging part. earlier, and I think that really helped me out because given that little short time that I had with my TA instructor, it just showed me some different ways of being able to work through code. They was able to explain to me that one of the most important things is that you just have to be able to get in there, see it, identify it, and just move forward. And being able to see them work through that process in real time, it showed me like what it would actually be if someone called them with a fire and they wanted them to put the fire out, and they was like, hey, we need to get this done like right now, drop everything, because that's basically what they did. They dropped everything to help me out. So taking that scenario, it definitely really helped me out and kind of showed me the process of what you would want to do, and work through each one until you actually get the best resolution for that. I also discussed earlier another problem I had, or challenge, should I say, was being 3 weeks behind because of the move. It was something that I didn't prepare for mentally. I knew it was coming, but I had just had no idea that such a move would be just that hard to deal with emotionally, as well as just getting behind in a lot of things. And I just had a lot of things coming around. Again, one of the things I used was the Jira on that part, but also just going back to the agile mindset. You know, the reason I like agile a lot is because it's a perspective to where you're able to choose small things, and then you just kind of eat away at it until you get the whole chunk. And that's what I was able to do. I was able to put a lot of my stressors and issues that I had in sprints, and then I kind of just worked through those stories until I completed them. And once they was considered done, I just moved on to the next thing instead of trying to handle 6 or 7 things at once and becoming overwhelmed. And I think that really helped me out, and to be able to get a better understanding how this would work, especially going into the workplace where things like that may occur, where especially if they just throw things at you that wasn't scheduled, and you have to drop everything to handle it. That mindset with agile, it definitely will come into place. I was able to use it as well, um, because I started off as a product owner for my team, so handle a lot of those responsibilities. Excuse me. And then also being able to work in a team environment to be able to get it done, because even though I had the instructor and the TA on the line here, there was a few things I kind of called out as well that they didn't see with me being junior developer and them being more senior level. But it's just all about working together and getting the thing resolved. So it's something I really did enjoy throughout the whole cohort here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much my journey through and my website. So I'm gonna open it up for any questions or so.